taxpayers. We also know that this deal puts the Ottawa Charge at considerable risk of having to move. Where will they move to? Will it be Canada? Will it be Kansas? It's a very real risk. We have to call Landsdowne 2.0 out for what it is. This is crony capitalism. This is a sweetheart deal for the mayor's allies at the Ottawa Sports and Entertainment Group.
It's theft.
It is. It is. This was never about fixing a broken stadium. This was always about fixing a broken balance sheet of OSEG. So we are here today to tell councillors to think long and hard before they make that vote. We will not forget. 2022, this was not an election issue. But councillors, I want you to be clear that in 2026, we are prepared to make it one. Councillors, it is not too late to change your vote.
Change your vote!
Change your vote!
Change your vote! Change your vote!
I'd like to turn the floor over to Carolyn McKenzie. Carolyn is the chair of the city's Planning Advisory Committee. Carolyn has spent more time looking into the finances than I think just about anyone. Let's have a warm round of applause for Carolyn. Thanks, everyone.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much. There's no other commitment to complete this deal. And by then, the city will have incurred most of the costs. It's not so fixed price after all. We've read the fine print. The risks are staring us all in the face, but City Hall continues to look away. Why is our mayor trying to sell Landsdowne 2.0 like a used car just 3 days after the AG warned us about these risks? Why doesn't he support women's sports and Ottawa Charge fans? I'm now going to turn it over to Justin Hughes from Strongtowns, Ottawa. They're a new, relatively new organization, a great demographic of the, I'll say the younger demographic that we need to hear more from in this city. So, Justin, thank you so much.
Improvements with Landsdowne 2.0. I'd like to mention that Strongtowns Ottawa is interested in the idea of 24/7 bus lanes on Bank Street in the Glebe. I'd now like to hand over the microphone to a couple of city councillors who joined us today, starting with Ariel Troster, the city councillor for Somerset Ward.
But I am wearing my Ottawa Charge playoff shirt. I love the Ottawa Charge.
How's it plan to be profitable? No. Can't we imagine something better?
Yes!
And let me tell you, if we lose our women's hockey team because of this bad deal, it would be terrible for the city, for women's sports, and for all the little girls who have finally been allowed to dream. This is a big deal.
Landsdowne 2.0, and better than the broken system that keeps producing deals like it.
Yeah.
For years, we've seen the same story play out at City Hall. Powerful developers and corporate partners get their way, while residents are left footing the bill.
Shame!
Projects like Landsdowne 2.0 are sold to us as revitalizations, but in reality, they drain public resources with little community benefit and leave us with decades of debt for the sake of private profit. And once again, despite overwhelming public opposition, Council is preparing to vote on a deal that benefits a handful of the city's wealthiest at the expense of the rest of us. But let's be clear, we are paying close attention, and we will not forget who stood with the people and who stood with developers and OSEG. That's why Horizon Ottawa will be holding councillors accountable for their votes today. And we'll be doing that not just in words, but with tools that make it easier than ever for residents to see exactly how their representatives vote. We're proud to announce our new vote tracker, a public searchable database of council voting records. This database will make sure that no councillor can hide behind talking points. If they vote to hand over public money to private developers, everyone will be able to see it. And we will make sure that voters remember when the 2026 municipal election rolls around. Because the truth is, Landsdowne 2.0 isn't just one bad project. It's a symptom of a deeper problem. A city that too often answers to big developers instead of residents. Horizon Ottawa was founded to challenge that power, and that fight continues to this day. This can sometimes feel like an uphill battle. Those of us here today don't have millions of dollars in excess profits that we can put towards lobbying and PR campaigns, unlike the large corporate actors and big developers we're up against. But this doesn't mean that we can't make a difference. We tracked developer-linked donations in 2018 and 2022, and we called on councillors to refuse developer funds and publish their financial records before the election. Thanks to those efforts, we saw developer contributions fall from over $500,000 in 2018 to less than $300,000 in 2022. When the public learns who councillors are really working for, they aren't happy, and councillors take notice of this. Many of them recognized in 2022 that taking the majority of their donations from an industry that relies on council decisions for their profit is a bad look, and they leaned on them less as a result. The same is true for Landsdowne. The mayor and council have heard it loud and clear. Residents don't like this deal. Councillors know this decision could have a big impact on their political careers, so we need to show them that we're watching. We're engaged, and we are going to hold them accountable for their decisions, especially at the polls next year. We will continue to oppose the influence of big developers in our city's politics, and we'll be doing everything we can in 2026 to help elect councillors who can actually put the public good first. So here's what we're asking from everyone here today. Stay engaged. Watch the council meeting when it starts at 10:30. See how your councillor votes, and then get organized. Sign up with the community groups and organizations who helped put this rally together here today. 9:30. Watch the council meeting here at 9:30. Sign up with these community groups. It is 10:30. Look at that. All of these groups that put this on here today, everyone who is here today, we're not going anywhere. We will all be leading the fight to hold councillors accountable for their decisions, to push for real, community-driven alternatives to Landsdowne 2.0, and to support election campaigns that will bring better leadership to City Hall. This is about more than one project. It's about who our city works for. And together, we can make sure that by 2026, it finally works for all of us. Thank you.
Thank everyone for coming out today, and I want to end with a word for councillors that are going to cast their vote later today. That word is that councillors, if you choose to vote for Landsdowne 2.0 today, that is telling us that we cannot trust you with our money. We cannot. A vote for Landsdowne 2.0 is telling us that you prioritize billionaires over ordinary residents. And by a vote for Landsdowne 2.0 is telling us that you are prepared to tax everyone in the city to pay for your stadium renovations. We will not forget. This will be an issue in 2026. Make no mistake. And councillors, just remember, if we pay, you will pay. All right. Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
So are you good? Like this? I'll put the mic here so we see. Yep.
I want to see people.
Oh yeah, I want to see people behind you. Right there.
Perfect. Say about two.
I think you can stand in the shot with her if you want. Here, let me hold the stuff. Let me hold the stuff.
Revenues are a predictable source of revenue intended to reduce the cost of property taxpayers of servicing the Landsdowne 2.0 debt. And whereas the Auditor General identified in her follow-up audit, where does that come from?
Mr. Mayor, that comes from the hotel industry and Airbnb.
And when you describe a tourism reserve for fluctuations in the project, what fluctuations could this be applied to?
For example, $20 million today is worth $2.9 million in 2070 when the debt is repaid. Staff have taken this time value into account when estimating the true cost at $17.4 million. Now, what's being described here is the concept of net present value, where $20 million today has a net present value of $2.9 million in 2075.
I want to understand, if we were to wait to see what, I know this question has been asked again and again, but I'd like an explanation today of why we cannot spend the cost of this project $418 million on other priorities.
Horticultural building, what flexibility of staff is curtailed or constrained by the Menard motion that would require a broader flexibility? I don't know what this motion does that makes you nervous about your flexibility with the horticulture building. Corporation using the horticulture building that would remove some of the spaces for community events, whether that be Aberdeen or horticulture or anything in between. I think that's what we're actually trying to get at here, is making sure that those community uses are prioritized in the public buildings that are not under construction.
Okay, and so the reason I ask is just that those businesses that are fronting the J block now, those all are maintained until demolition occurs. We'd be making a vote if we support it against our residents' interests. We spend more money while we get less with Landsdowne 2.0. We spend more and get no roof over the north side stands. We spend more and get no green roof or green berm to view events with family. We spend more and have ticket prices go up. We spend more and lose a massive amount of green space. We spend more and get no transportation plan. We spend more and get fewer seats in the event center and stands. We spend more and lose events, such as potentially women's hockey team and City Folk Festival. We spend more and tear out some of the only small businesses at Landsdowne and have the pleasure of spending $45 million.
A city, a developer, and a sports group walk into an office. One says to the other, how do you get a public park to make more money? The answer, build houses on it and another performance space on the grass. That's not really a funny joke. My residents of College Ward haven't really been laughing. There's no business genius here. These are obvious solutions to how to replace the public land with private uses for the purpose of profit for the partnership. But I don't think we should go along.
Public projects carry a large burden of transparency and accountability. That is as it should be. One of the ways that governments ensure that public money is used in meaningful and accountable ways is by subjecting those decisions to public scrutiny, to allow sunlight into the process, and to give the public an opportunity to review government's work either with praise or with scorn.
Councillor Johnson.
No.
Councillor Devine.
No.
Councillor Leeper.
No.
Councillor King.
No.
Councillor Kavanaugh.
No.
Councillor Troster.
No.
Councillor Hoopley.
Yes.
Councillor Menard.
No.
Councillor Brockington.
No.
Councillor Lowe.
No.
Mayor Sutcliffe.
Yes.
15 yeas, 10 nays.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend.
It's funny because there are cameras, there are 4 cameras in there. So when you get my
Yeah, so and I just blackjack's not for the hockey, but I'm
Are you gonna? No, but just stay here. Just make sure I'm gonna go play this.